Namaste, soul family. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Oracle Rising. My name is Robin. Okay, so I'm here to hopefully help you guys on your ascension path as you escape the 3D matrix. And I tried to bring really relevant subjects to your attention. I talk about things that I would have maybe a different aspect to give to you. And today I wanted to talk about sacred rage. And this is not anything that I was familiar with until recently. I found this subject, so I thought it would be something really important to talk to you guys about. So, sacred rage is not anger, okay? Sacred rage channels from your chakra system. You kind of want to equivalate, is that a word? Anger with hooliganism, and sacred rage with divine intervention and divine action. Okay, so as usual, I have written down some notes so I don't lose my spot and sit here gaping. So I did mention that sacred rage is an aspect of Kundalini and your chakra system. Okay, so Kundalini is, there's an image, you can go and look at it, and it actually shows a snake coiled up around your chakras. So before the awakening of Kundalini and sacred rage, this could be sort of coiled up in your root chakra. And you could even be experiencing back pain or backache. It's unexplained. I didn't do anything to myself. What is going on with that? It could be that sacred rage sort of amping up within you, sort of kicking at your chakras, wanting to rise. So when sacred rage is awakened, the snake, you have to see the image, and I'm not a good artist, so it coils around all of your chakras up to your neck. Okay, so it's really quite interesting. So you really want to think of an awakening of sacred rage as a privilege and not something to be really uncomfortable with, because it's basically your inner fire. This is your inner action. I can think of a couple really prominent examples of collective and singular sacred rage. So has anybody ever seen that movie Precious, where that girl went through what she went through and she was like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep going and make the best of my life for me and my kids? And like, she lived a complete tragedy, right? But she was like, okay, I'm mad, but I'm not gonna let it bring me down. I'm not gonna let it channel as anger. You also want to look at people like Martin Luther King, you know, where he stood up and he was mad, but he channeled that into sacred rage to create a movement. In a collective sense, you want to think of the suffragettes, okay, where they were like, why are we being treated, women, like second-class citizens? And you see this in all cultures around the world where, you know, some aspect of the population is treated like they're not as good as the people that claim to be. They think they're on top, but that's a whole different video. So the suffragettes, you know, we want the vote and we want the right to be in the workplace and not be viewed as property, because women were viewed as property in a lot of cultures, and in some they still are. Okay, so sacred rage led this women's movement, the suffragettes, to make massive change. Okay, and look at us now. Okay, look at us now, right? So I've got a couple other examples. People that went against the slave trade, and that is still going on right now. The slave trade, it's still massively prevalent, okay, and there are still people battling against that, but they are not using anger, they are using sacred rage. So there's one of my favorite examples of sacred rage, and this is where indigenous tribes stand against, in some cases, sophisticated military movements to protect their land, where they have they're protecting the earth and the water. and their burial plots, you know, where their ancestors lay, and they're being asked to leave. And the tribes are like, I don't think so, you know, and they go unarmed and they stand with no weapons in front of weaponry and tear gas and deep hatred and loathing and this sense of proprietorship that is coming in from governments and big corporations. And they stand there in their complete power, just emanating that out. Not today. Not today. That is sacred rage, okay? So, and people can channel that to make massive change in their life, okay? So you can really kickstart yourself into an act of service. This is when people that become superheroes instead of bystanders. A lot of people freeze in times of, you know, if there's an accident or a natural disaster, and people don't even really know what that is. That is just a rage against an injustice or a situation without taking physical retribution action against the perpetrator or the occasion. Let's say if it's a earthquake or something like that. Sacred rage ignites your desire to ascend to the next level of your life. So if you find yourself and you're like, you're kind of coasting along and you kind of think, well, this is a bunch of crap. Like, why am I here? You know? And you tolerate it and you tolerate it. And then one day you just wake up and you're like, I'm not taking this anymore, you know? And then you can feel that snake of sacred rage starting to unfold. And you might even feel like a fire up your spine as your chakras blast open. So that you will take action, whether it is about your diet, your location, your job, your income, the people that you're surrounded by. Just, I deserve better than this. And you feel that fire in your belly and you want to take monumental steps of action forward. That is sacred rage. It's the rage against your situation. Doesn't mean you're going to go like throat punch somebody just because, you know, I hate having you as a roommate. It's not going to be like that. It's like, right, I'm doing something about this. I'm moving forward. I deserve better. And just like really stepping into it with a whole lot of passion, okay? Sacred rage does not involve violence. Okay, so some people could use the term sacred rage as an excuse to go and target violence against other people. That is not sacred rage. Okay, I just want you guys to know that because I do have a point here to focus this rage on the injustice and not the person or the collective. So that's a very important sort of awakened way of approaching any situation. You can see an injustice and wade in, you know, how these lunatics like strap bombs to themselves and they march in and I'm not going to take this anymore. And if you guys don't knuckle under to my demands, I'm just going to, I'm going to pull the trigger on this bomb. And here's Miss Lee. She's trying to weasel her way in. You can't right now. Okay, so sacred rage finds a different way of operating. You know, it stands up and it shows the good behind the movement, you know, the benefits of changing a collective way of thinking. It wins people over. This is like the starseed awakening. This is a sacred rage against the 3D matrix. I'm just fending off Lacey in the background here, so if you wonder what's going on. Okay, so this is also really important for you guys too. You can have bursts of sacred rage, you know, when you're maybe going out to a rally or you're going out to speak, or you need to do some sort of action that is not going to cause harm to somebody else. You want to pump that up, right? Okay, so I've got this. And then you go and exhaust that, but it's very, very difficult and challenging on your body. So you need to go and take immediate self-care action after expressing sacred rage. You know, you need to do your bubble bath or a chamomile Epsom salt bath, you know, put in some baking soda, meditate, do some yoga, go dance. Just really get yourself back into alignment again. It's super important. So to activate sacred rage, activate Kundalini, activate your chakras. There's many things that you guys can do. There's Kundalini yoga and meditation. I've talked about significant chakra blocks on my channel before and how to open them up. Really intentionally opening up your energy forces. This is going to connect you with higher realms. If you want to think of, like, people think they're so afraid of that word rage, right? But if you want to think of Archangel Michael, he leads an army, okay? And he's the warrior angel, and he fights injustice. So this is really when I say sacred rage, it is because you're doing honor, you're not doing injustice. So I wonder how many of you have ever heard of sacred rage. Let me know down below in the comments, and let me know if I've missed anything to do with this subject. I love it when you guys email me or message me or leave a comment about a subject to do next time. I always look at what you guys want to learn about. If you guys think that I'm wrong about anything that I've said and you've got different feedback or a different take, I want to hear that too. We are a collective. We are a soul family. We are a soul tribe, and we don't always have to agree. So I love all of your feedback in a kind way. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this bad boy up, wishing you guys love and light and many blessings. And I'm going to go take my sulky dog outside. Okay, guys.